information. Yeah, that's fine. Mainly just trying to get Valerie up there first. Quick save. The woman seems incredibly old and haggard. It's hard to believe she can move at all, let alone reach such wild places, but her dark eyes burn with cold flame. Why do you disturb a poor pilgrim? I live perhaps my final days. She suddenly trails off upon casting her eyes upon Jathal. Has Urgathoa heard my pleas? I have been waiting for so long. Jathal does not seem pleased. She looks upon the old woman's pale and wrinkled face, barely concealing her disgust. You may call me Jathal. You guessed correctly. We serve the same goddess. In case you are unaware, a servant of Pharasma is chasing you. We could help you, but first I would know who you are and how you might prove yourself useful. The woman nods lifelessly. I'm not surprised. The servants of Pharasma have chased me for nearly 40 years. My name is Tanika. What do you wish to know? What do you know about Jathal? Why are you seeking her help? How could I not recognize the one chosen by the goddess? Her power in you shines like the full moon on a black velvet sky. I know that she could do many things, including sharing her gift with others. And what do you want with us? This cannot be explained in one breath. Long ago, I was a powerful priestess of Urgathoa, the leader of a secret coven. I had everything: power, beauty, wealth, admirers ready to sacrifice their lives for me. I possessed the secret of Urgathoa's ritual, which grants the power to overcome death and old age. It demands the life of blood relatives as a payment, but what of that? I had given birth to 2 adorable daughters and raised them in anticipation of the day when their youth and beauty would become mine. Holy crap. But I was naive and overconfident in my power. I met an enemy who destroyed me and all my hopes of a second youth. But why would you care about the grief of a dying old woman? I still know the secret of the ritual, and I can share it with you, O beautiful Jathal. The ritual will grant you immense power. You can even become a living being again, if that is your wish. All I ask in return is that you prolong my life. Raise me as undead. The other roads to eternity are closed to me, and I do not wish to die. Okay, I'm guessing this ritual is going to, like, she wants to sacrifice Jathal to extend her lifespan, but she's going to get Jathal to agree to a made-up ritual which doesn't exist. That's my guess. This offer sounds tempting. What do you say, Mukluk? Tell me more about what happened to you. Tanika takes a deep breath. My ritual, it demands the victim be properly prepared. Some time ago, I took my daughters to the Coven's underground hall and lulled them into a magical sleep that was to last many months. However, I did not consider that the father of one of the girls, an adept of Urgathoa, would put the life of his child above his passion for me, and all that we believed and lived for. The fool secretly went to beg for help, and where? The Temple of Pharasma, no less. The Lady of Graves is not highly revered in our country. Only 2 old priestesses lived at her temple, but when they learned that a secret coven of Urgathoa operated in the city, they called their inquisitor for help. I remember him clearly, so young, so proud, a half-elf of rare beauty, thick brown hair, and a gaze that burned with the certainty that he was his goddess's favorite weapon. He broke into the hall while I was preparing the ritual. We fought, the Coven of Urgathoa, against the Pharasma's inquisitor and his 2 companions. Everyone died that evening except the 2 of us, but no matter how self-confident the young inquisitor was, he could not defeat me. I remember the moment he realized it. I read it on his face when he lost his confidence for the first time. But then he rushed to my daughters, still lying in slumber, and killed both in an instant. Then he turned to me and said, "No way out." And that was that. What? Are you sure we're the good guys? Were his mocking words a curse or just a guess? I do not know, but they bore the fruit of truth. No way out. My coven died, my secrets were revealed. I had to flee to hide from the Pharasmites in the backwoods, down the rat hole, denying myself my usual luxuries. Without my daughters, I could no longer prolong my life in youth. Year after year, I tried in vain to conceive a child. Year after year, in desperate attempts, flights, and hardships, my beauty and strength melted away and I became a miserable, exhausted old woman. Jathal's gift is now my only hopes of escape from death. What an ominous story. It would make for a thrilling book, but no, I don't like those types of characters or finales. You want Jathal to kill you and raise you as undead, and in return you offer her the secret of a ritual? I do not think killing me is necessary. Only the pathetic remnants of my former strength support my body. I need only loosen my grip and my end will come swiftly. Yes, in exchange I offer a priceless secret. I can be used in many ways to grant new powers or even a new life. And what are you doing in the Valley of the Dead? I came here sensing the awakening of an ancient and powerful undead creature, hoping perhaps I could somehow scoop up a handful of its incredible power, turn myself undead, and slip away from death, but it seems I'm too late. Tanika whispers and lowers her head. Was this where I fought Vorticai? I think she's sensed that. Jaethal, I've made a decision. I'm listening. Despite her detached composure, the undead elf looks at you with tension in her eyes. She lowers her voice to a whisper. We might accept this offer, then change the agreement after I possess the secret of the ritual. Knowledge is knowledge. Agree and receive the secret, then I will decide if we should use it or not. Tanika looks at you with insane hope in her eyes. Then, with a trembling hand, she pulls a large scroll from somewhere under the rocks and hands it to Jaethal. I almost did not expect. I yearn to know that I have endless years ahead instead of an imminent end. Give me this chance, sister, and be blessed by our goddess. Tanika's eyes slowly fade as her life force leaves her decrepit body. A moment later, the woman falls heavily to the ground, dead. Jaethal looks at the corpse with disgust. That just faceplant. Now I propose we leave this carrion to the ravens. This pathetic, weak, and ugly creature was unworthy of Urgathoa, and even more unworthy of her gift of unlife. Valerie frowns. We had an agreement. No matter how vicious a creature this woman might be, the word given to her is as valuable as the word given to the most righteous of people. This woman was a monster in life, and she'll be even worse as an undead. It may seem cruel, but in my opinion, we shouldn't revive her. I'm relieved we can always find a common language, Mukluk. Let's move on. I'm impatient to study this ritual and hunt down the half-blood. I mean, this woman wanted to kill her own kids. Who are you? The false merchant Enio walks towards you with an easy gait. His calm friendliness has disappeared, like a mask fallen from his face. His clothes are decorated with the easily distinguishable symbol of Pharasma. Oh my god, this guy was hiding as a merchant in our town. I hope you settled all your affairs with the poor old exile. It was an interesting show to watch. Time to explain yourself, Enio. I don't have much to add, beyond what I'm sure you already know. I'm the Inquisitor of Pharasma, and for almost 40 years I've hunted the undead and cultists of Urgathoa for the glory of the Lady of Graves. I've destroyed Tanika's coven, I tracked Jaethal into the wasteland and killed her, only to find that her hideous deity returned her to life. To put an end to that, I made use of a company of naive young elves from a camp near the Thorn River. What a stunning frankness. Jaethal smiles lightly, almost affectionately. Did you imagine, Half-Blood, that those youngsters could handle me and the king? Do not be so naive, Inquisitor. I held no hope that the young elves would kill either you or your defender. No, I wanted you rather to kill them, and I did all I could to inform their relatives in Kionin of the horrible violence you perpetuated. Retribution will follow, sooner or later. One lonely warrior of Pharasma may fall, but 3 elven clans will find a way to exact their revenge. There's no way out, Jaethal. Not for you. So you deliberately sent the elves to their deaths. They weren't undead. What grudge did you hold with them? They were a necessary tool to complete my mission. In my youth, I thought the best decision was a bold, honest battle between apostates and monsters, but I learned much from my struggle against Tanika. There's nothing worse than seeing an abomination rise before you and being powerless to strike it down. One must use any method available. Nothing can justify the blood on your hands and the stain on your conscience. The law is strict, but it should not take innocent lives to punish the guilty. Why did you kill Tanika's daughters? They were necessary for her disgusting ritual, and their death was my only chance to prevent it. Do not forget who I serve. Their honest deaths and their soul's journey to Pharasma's judgment was a far better fate than their mother had prepared for them. I know a little bit about Pharasma. For anyone who's curious, she's kind of like the Grim Reaper in this world. She is true neutral. Whether you're young, old, healthy, sick, rich, poor, everybody dies. She is the great equalizer. Everybody dies. And when you get there, she also is very jaded. Like, she's heard everyone. Like, oh, I was only bad because of this. Or, oh, please give me one more chance. She has heard countless people beg, plead, yada, yada, yada. And she's just immune to it at this point. She is completely just immune to it. So, like, you get there, and she's like, here's the facts, here's what you did, you were bad, going to hell. Next. Here's the facts, here's what you did, and you can go to heaven. You know, blah, 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 blah. So that's Pharasma. So this guy worships her and honestly thinks he did the right thing by killing good people because they're going to a better place if they were truly good. Like, he's basically like, kill them all, let God sort them out. He's kind of like that. There's actually an interesting thing. If you play a summoner, as of course I looked into this, in the Pathfinder rule campaign, you can choose to have your summoned creature be a psychopomp, which is a servant of Pharasma. And if you do that, and you eventually die, the psychopomp will serve as a witness before God when it's your turn to get judged. And it will be fair. It will not be like, oh yeah, I backed this guy up. It will just be like a testimonial witness to your character, whatever your character was, and tell Pharasma how you acted. And it'll basically be your number one material witness. In return for you using them as like a summoned monster during their life. Did you track down Jaethal right after her expulsion from Kyonin? Immediately after the trial. I was born in Kyonin and often visited. It is uncommon for high society ladies to perform ritual murders for the glory of the Dark Goddess, so the news quickly reached my native Greengold and soon came to me. When later the elves sentenced her to exile rather than usual life imprisonment, well, how could I stay away? Did you do that? No, but I did make a summoner, but I didn't go the psychopomp route. That's all well and good, but why come here now, Enio? I wanted to talk to you, King. My hunt for Jaethal is the greatest work of my life. She is the living example of the hideous essence of the cult of Urgathoa, the distortion of the world order, and the triumph of the evil intentions of her vile deity. Even if I die today, this story will end the way I intended, but you can still change your own role in it. You've been playing games for too long, Zealot. Eniope allows himself to smile for the first time. I've heard this so many times, even among the priests of Pharasma. There are many who think my faith is insane and my methods cruel and excessive, but that is the fate of an inquisitor. Loneliness. Reading my options. Neutral good. Side with Jaethal. You are a dangerous fanatic. Innocent people died because of you. More blood may be spilled unless you're stopped. Everything will proceed as I have planned, with or without me.
We'll be victorious!
Oh. I cannot get Lindsay to start her mucking song, and I don't know why. Like, she will literally... Hold on. Does she have a debuff? No. Cast haste. There we go. Okay.
Unworthy.
Dude, Jubilo's tanking these hits. Lindsay starting the song after the fight's over. Okay. They got some magic knives and rings. Nothing too crazy. Oh, Tanika had some magic stuff. Okay. Alright, so that quest is done. Chase my shadow. Tanika's dead. Jaethal received the secret of the evil ritual. So I guess we'll need to talk to Jaethal back in town. But no, so going back to Pathfinder for a second. The summoner in the pen and paper Pathfinder. Of course, I was really drawn to that character. I love pet classes. You guys know me. And when I was playing it in the campaign that I played it, they summoned this thing called an Eidolon. And an Eidolon was almost like a... Imagine like you've got a summoned creature made out of clay. You can give it 2 legs. Like you have like a creature with 2 legs, 2 arms, and a head. And you can spend evolution points. And you got 10 points, you can spend them on whatever. You can give it 9 more pairs of arms and put a sword in every arm. People called that the Shiva build. You could give it more legs and make it a quadruped, kind of like a centaur. you could take away the arms, so it's just like a four-legged creature, like a cat, saber-toothed tiger, whatever. You can give it a scorpion tail, whatever. It was like you had this creature made out of clay, basically. You could design it however you wanted. But then they changed the game with the release of a version of the game that was right when we were playing called Unchained. And there was a running joke that Unchained made the classes more chained because there was more limitations on them. However, my dungeon master, he was like, hey, if any of you want to even though we're in the middle of this campaign, if any of you want to change your classes for the Unchained version, I'll allow it because it's something new and you didn't know those were options. And so I was looking at the summoner stuff. And the psychopomp thing was happening. Oh, we got to go deal with this Order of Prisms thing. The psychopomp thing was an option.
How do you keep all this in your heart? How could you be so cruel?
Cruel? Don't confuse me with monsters and maniacs, girl. I don't enjoy the suffering of others. I don't maim and kill for fun. I just know what I want, and I don't care about the rest.
There was a bunch of other options, though. The one I ended going with was... what was it? It was a deity from the lower, like, you could, for example, you could make, like, a deal with the devil, and your pet could basically be, like, an imp or a demon or things like that. There was good ones, like, you could make a deal with a higher power, but if you started acting out of line, they would be the first to strike you down. Like, imagine summoning an angel, and it's your companion, but if you act the way a paladin would not act, the angel is the first to kill you. You know? So you got a deal, and you gotta be in line with that deal. There was a Inevitable, which is a clockwork, and they're really strong in some ways because they're like immune to needing sleep, immune to paralysis, immune to poison because they're a machine. So those were an interesting option.
Look at me, I am Jathal. Boo! I am a horrifying undead elf. Where's my scythe? Urgathoa will give you the wisdom of death. You are so pathetic, you ridiculous short-lived... Oops.
Careful. I might make you into my own private jester. You'll be telling me your jokes forever and ever.
Hold on, let's see. Pathfinder Unchained Summoner. Let me see if it's still on there. Let's see. Summon monsters, class feature, spellcasting, Eidolon. Outsider. Hit points. Summon this ritual, summon dismissal. Life on, alternative capstone. Archetypes. Unchained Summoner. Where is it? Soulbound Summoner, Construct Caller, Devil Binder, Devil Imposter, Fey Caller, Twinned Summoner. There's a bunch of different ones here. Just trying to see, like, biped, quadruped. What are the types? Oh, here we go. These are the types that you could do. Aberration, Aeon, Agathoian, Ancestor, Angel, Archon, Astral, Azada. Oh, I think I had an Azada. I think that's what I had. Daemon, Deepwater. They've added more since I played. This one wasn't there. Demon, Devil, Div, Elemental, any type you can pick. A Genie, an Inevitable, which is a machine. A Kami, I have no idea. Chitin, no idea. Protean, no idea. Psychopomp, that's the story I told you all about. Yeah, the Eidolon will personally escort you to the afterlife and serve as an expert witness when it's time for you to be judged. Radiant, Shadow, Storykin. I don't know what a lot of these are at the end. But yeah, so all of those were like options for designing your summoned companion. Synthesis. Dude, my dungeon master was like, he's like, if you pick Synthesis, I might stop you. He thought it was busted. Synthesis was interesting. It was basically like, imagine your Eidolon is made of like jello, and it could like wrap around you like a slime, and you wear it into combat like a suit. And it had hit points, and you had hit points, but you were protected while wearing it, so you were like basically wearing it like a mech. It was like that. But the thing is the Eidolon, you could have it grow extra arms. So you could do 6 attacks. Like you could, like, you had your 2 arms covered by slime, and then it had 4 more arms, so you could hold 6 swords. Like, you could do whatever. It was very, very durable, and there were ways to use it that I don't remember, that most people thought it was busted. Okay, so these are the Hell Knights. King, how did you get here? Who told you about this place? I demand answers. Lindsay self-righteously turns away from Lynxia. Oh, book burner. Do we really need to talk to this person? The kindest words I could give a member of the Order of the Rack would be an epitaph. I don't have to explain anything to you. Not this time. The interests of the Order of the Rack demand a straight answer to my question, and I will have it the easy way or the hard way. Darvin told me where to look for you. What? Lynxia's hand twitches towards her sword and freezes at its hilt. How did this happen? When? Where is he now? He asked me to get rid of you. You should have executed the criminal, not engaged him in conversation. It was your duty as the ruler of these lands, or do you have something to hide? I think I'll just have to sort it out personally. Hell Knights, to battle! What? Darvin is here invisible. Great job, friend. I doubt anyone else could have managed to distract Lynxia for so long. Now all that's left is to finish her off. Treason! To battle, Hell Knights! Keep Darvin alive, kill all the rest!
Onwards!
Ha! Primitives.
Wretched things.
Damn! This is not the end! Hell Knights, cover my back! They're mostly dead, lady. Oh my god. Yo, what? Oh god. Valerie, get down here. You need to not let... Oh my god. She can't get there. The cat's too fat. The cat is too fat.
Will they ever learn?
Jubiloss is like, nice staircase. Be ashamed if someone threw grenades on it. Okay. Steel helm. Just cosmetic. Full plate. Magic, 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 magic. Magic, 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 magic. Magic, magic. Magic, 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 magic. Okay. Oh boy. What's his butt live? Need to take all magic button? Yes. Alright. What's up, Darvin? Darvin turns to you and graces you with a shining smile. I thank you for your help. Without you, I'd never been able to deal with that fanatic. I hope you'll forgive me for the little show I took the liberty of putting on. After all, the results weren't bad. Wouldn't you agree? Anyhow, seems I owe you an explanation. Again, that's beginning to become a habit. But before I forget, please accept this modest reward. You've earned every bit of it. Explain yourself. I'm listening. You do remember the whole story I told you earlier, right? About the duel with the Chelish noble and the rebellion which followed his death? You see, that whole story has a little additional piece. Well, not so little to be precise. He grins. His name is Mammon, and he's one of the archdevils, the Ardent Prince, or so I've been told. He has made a pact with me, and I'm having trouble upholding my end of the bargain, and his patience is growing thinner by the day. That Chelish noble had a pact with Mammon too, which I expect is commonplace for the Chelish nobility, and the noble was in no hurry to fulfill his end of the deal either. By killing him, I earned Mammon's gratitude, and he offered me a similar pact. Handsome sum of gold, and my cherished dream come true? That's what he promised. How could I say no? What was the point of your pact with the Archdevil? To become king. No more, no less, he grins, but this time his grin is joyless. The subjects of my kingdom are supposed to worship Mammon as their official deity and pay taxes to his temples. It's not so difficult to tax, I suppose, especially if you have enough money. The only problem is Lynxia. The moment I lay my kingdom's first cornerstone, I'll become an easy target. She'll instantly find me and promptly introduce me to all of her torture devices. However, I fear that soon I'll have to take the risk of establishing my kingdom nevertheless. Mammon is growing restless, and in the end, I'd rather risk facing Lynxia and then challenge him. So this means you want to become a king? Oh yes, it was my dream ever since I was sailing the inner sea as part of a Taldorian merchant fleet. I even came up with the name of my kingdom, Brineheart. Ah, fond memories of those careless times when I had neither crazy zealots nor offended archdevil chasing me. Such a beautiful story, and the name, it reminds me of my favorite pirate books. Oh, so many stories are storming in my head. And how did you make a pact with Mammon? You do remember the whole story I told you earlier, right? About the duel with the Chelish noble and the rebellion which followed his death? You see, the whole story has one... Oh, he's repeating that. And what do you want from me? Help me get rid of Lynxia once and for all. Of course, your help will be amply rewarded. I can be very grateful. I'm torn. He and I were fighting a common foe before, but now I'm starting to feel kind of used. There. I'm starting to feel kind of used. What do you guys think? Should I hunt her down or just say no, enough is enough? Like, I don't want to kill this guy. I'm not sure I want to do any more business with him. You don't want that nut running around? I mean, I guess she currently hates me and is running around right now. Alright, I'll take the deal. Excellent. In that case, I'll establish my capital immediately. It'll be a thriving trade hub, and its king will count himself in your debt. You won't be disappointed, you have my word on that, and I always keep my promises. I hope the same can be said about you. He smiles disarmingly. I like how he's just like, yeah, let me just go whip up a kingdom. Await further developments with the Hell Knights. Oh, I missed looting one. Okay. Help the Heck Knight? Oh, that's kind of a thing in Wrath of the Righteous. Okay. Back to... And we got the Bald Hilltop too. Alright, so we're going to swing by town, swap out Jathal for Knack Knack, and then go to the Bald Hilltop. Knock Knock does more damage.
Time to get some rest, isn't it?
Alright, so... First off... Well, hang on. Let's just enter. We need a rest anyway. If we rest in at the throne room, it'll just be instant. Well, not instant, but we won't have to set up guards and camp and stuff like that.
March, march, all I do...
Okay.
Follow me, or don't.
Alright, let me check the table, and then we'll go to the Bald Hilltop thing and stop fight the curse again. Alright, that's done. That's done. Okay. Events. Evil pranksters. Have to do that. Praise Ziphus. Have to do that. Alright. And I need to talk to Valerie in town, I just remembered, about this Order of Prisms thing. She gets so snappy when we talk to her about her past, so that's probably not going to go well. Oh wait, she's here.
How
Can I talk to her
much
here?
longer, I wonder?
I hear you've received an unpleasant letter lately. Let me guess, from Lindsay, right? She keeps poking her nose into other people's business. Valerie lowers her head sadly. Forgive me, Mukluk. I was hoping I'd manage you with this without your help this time, which is why I didn't tell you. A while ago, I received a letter from a new temple of Shellen on the outskirts of Pitax from a paladin of the Order of Prisms. This time, they're not demanding that I return to the Order. Instead, they want me to go there and submit to a great divine trial and answer for all my transgressions in front of Shellen's worthy servants. Valerie scoffs in indignation. Of course, I tore up the letter and tried to forget about it, but now they've begun to plot against the entire kingdom. I was hoping that I could just ignore them this time too, but it seems I shall have to meet these stubborn fools face to face and explain to them what their tricks might lead to. Why is it you never just talk to me? I have to pry everything out of you. She blushes with shame. Please accept my humble apologies, Mukluk. Every time I encounter a problem, I think it's within my power to handle it on my own, and I cannot keep distracting you from running your kingdom. But time and again, I must rely on my friends. I promise I will not keep anything back from you again. Alright, let's go get to the bottom of this. Thank you. I'm ready to go to the temple as soon as you have time. Temple of Shellin revealed on the map. Alright. Alright, so then we got 2 tasks on this outing, if possible.